everyone. It's having a good day so far. So yeah, we'll be speaking today about operationalizing campaign intelligence. So a little bit about myself. My name is Daniel. My background is in cyber from George Washington University. Took a bit of a roundabout way to get here. I started off in IT, did a bit of networking, and took a major detour into event production for a little bit. So maybe we'll swap cameras out here. I'm so down for that. But currently, I'm the Director of Security Operations for Centripetal. I cover external-facing security ops, net ops, and internally GRC and internal security. So first, let's describe what threat intelligence really is, because not all threat intelligence is actually useful. To actually drive decisions and defenses, it has to meet 3 essential criteria. First, it has to be time-bound. Speed really does matter. Threats evolve really fast. Threats need to be detected quickly and accurately, and intelligence needs to arrive quickly enough to actually make a difference. If you're getting data after an incident, it's not really threat intelligence. It's a post-mortem. It's forensics. Timeliness enables real-time detection, proactive blocking, or early warning. We're not just collecting interesting threat info, we're delivering it when it can still influence outcomes and still make a difference. Second, intelligence has to be actionable. It's not enough to know something bad is out there. You have to know what to do about it. Actionable intel includes enrichment, context, and clear recommendations for response paths. An example of this would be block this IP address, investigate this behavior, or patch this system. If your intel can't inform a playbook or a policy or an alert, it's really just noise and it's not actually a signal. And third, it has to be relevant. Intelligence must fit the organization's mission, industry, and risk tolerance. Don't waste time on threats targeting banks if you're a hospital. Relevance ensures that CTI helps prioritize what matters to you. Relevance also means delivering the correct information to the correct people in a way that is well understood. Think of it like a zoom lens. It only matters if you focus on your organization's risk service. If threat intelligence meets all of those criteria, it can fall into a couple of different buckets. It can be operational, tactical, or strategic. Operational intelligence is a real-time, boots-on-the-ground intel. It focuses on immediate and current risks, what's happening right now, and things that the security team can act immediately. Think of IOCs, like malicious IP addresses, domain names, malware hashes, or no attacks. Operational threat intelligence helps prioritize detection and response efforts. Tactical intelligence is the how of the attack. It's the technical details and the behavior pattern. It includes vulnerabilities, exploits, TTPs, that's tactics, techniques, and procedures. Tactical intelligence also supports detection engineering, which is writing protection rules or hardening systems against specific attacker methodologies. And strategic intelligence is the big picture. It's a long-term view of the threat landscape. It's mainly used by leadership to make decisions around budgets, staffing, investment, and prioritization. It answers the big questions, like who might target us, why they might target us, or what are the geopolitical or criminal trends that we actually care about. Each type of threat intelligence serves a different audience and a different use case. And a mature CTI program can deliver the right intelligence to the right people at the right level of detail. So then, with that as a backdrop, the question then becomes, why is threat intelligence even important? Cyber threats aren't just growing, they're evolving in nature as well. Reactive defenses simply can't keep up. Whether you're a bank, a hospital, or a manufacturer of some kind, if you have something valuable, someone somewhere is trying to get it, either for money, to steal the secrets, or just to cause chaos because it's fun. This is where threat intelligence shines. It's not, and it can't be used to just decide. It needs to be timely, multi-sourced, and operationalized. You can't just collect it and sell. Effective use of intelligence means anticipating, not just reacting. It also means aligning detection, prevention, and response across your security stack. The current threat landscape looks something like this. Only 54% of perimeter device vulnerability were fully remediated by organizations in the last year. And there was a 34% increase in attackers exploiting such vulnerabilities to gain initial access. Those stats are according to the Horizon 2025 Data Breach Investigation Report. With that as a backdrop, effective use of threat intelligence is not just nice to have, it's really a fundamental requirement of survival. So let's walk through some real-life threat campaigns and analyze some statistics that surround what intelligence we know about them. We'll start off with Rodgers. Rodgers stealer is a sophisticated information stealer that employs multiple evasion techniques. This malware also uses code obfuscation and incorporates anti-VM and anti-debugging mechanisms to prevent analysis. And according to Proofpoint research, Rodgers was also most likely written with LLM assistance due to some artifacts that they found in the code itself, which is a whole other can of worms we're not going to touch right now. This is an example of a Rodgers initial landing page coming out of a malicious traffic distribution system, or a TDS for short. What's interesting about this campaign is that the initial access commonly used Google Ads to distribute fake websites imitating legitimate software product platforms like AnyDesk, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Notepad++. It's all often bundled with the authentic software itself to reduce users' suspicion. With these deceptive sites promoted via Google Ads, and they tend to outrank legitimate search results. That's called SEO. The primary function of Rodgers is comprehensive data exfiltration, targeting browser stored credentials, crypto wallets, auth tokens, and cookies. After completing that capture on the previous page, the user is then directed to a malicious landing page, prompting them to download an impersonated version of Microsoft Teams. This is something that we actually saw in the wild. Rodgers is a prime example of a malware as a service. It's a growing trend in the cybercrime ecosystem, where sophisticated malwares will be packaged and sold or rented to anyone willing to pay. A lot like software as a service models, malware as a service lowers the barriers to entry for a lot of cybercriminals, allowing even those with little technical skill to launch powerful attacks. These malware as a service platforms also include customer support, regular updates, user-friendly dashboards, and this makes malware dangerously accessible. Anything from ransomware to data stealing Trojans, malware as a service has industrialized cybercrime, and it drove an increase in volume and the diversity of attacks across different sectors. If we look at a limited cross-section of the publicly attributed Rodgers domains over the course of 2 to 3 months, and when they were added to threat intelligence, every publication that we saw came from a different intelligence provider. Rodgers is a prime example of this new breed of advanced threat. They target businesses for financial gain, espionage, or sheer disruption. The days of relying on reactive security are over. In this context, multi-sourcing threat intelligence and using it for proactive analysis are fundamental requirements. Multi-source intel allows organizations to take a proactive stance, offering vital context to guide decisions, and make the best use of limited resources, enhancing early warning systems, and significantly reducing time to detection and eliminating potential damage. We take a look at the ClickFix. ClickFix is an emerging social engineering technique that has gained traction among cybercriminals and APT due to its effectiveness and low barrier. First observed in October 2023, it was disguised as a Cloudflare anti-bot protection. ClickFix deceives users into taking an action to fix a non-existent issue, often through fake capture pages, spoof software updates, or fraudulent security prompts. The ClickFix delivery mechanism was also used to deliver BlackBot and LumaStealer, and it's in use by various threat groups like Lazarus Group, TA571, Storm 1865, Fancy Bear, and Honeypot. ClickFix in particular highlights the critical role of the human element in security breaches. Threat intelligence can provide insights into specific social engineering tactics used by campaigns like this, such as enticing lures, fake captchas, or clipboard manipulation. This intelligence, in turn, can be used to directly inform corporate security awareness training programs to better equip employees as a line of defense using more targeted and effective security awareness training. Organizations that understand campaign TTPs are better equipped to address specific threats, not just technical threats, but human exploited threats as well. ClickFix in particular highlights the fact that providing employees with specific examples and knowledge derived from threat intelligence makes security awareness training more impactful. Corporate investment in threat intelligence extends to empowering employees. By translating technical intelligence into understandable and actionable insights, organizations can strengthen their human firewall and reduce susceptibility to social engineering attacks. This also extends to simulated phishing exercises. By providing fair but realistic scenarios, we can help prepare employees for real and present threats. The last campaign we'll Human Information Sealer campaign. In January 2025, security analysts at Sequoia discovered a new campaign targeting Reddit users and WeTransfer users within the secret, with the primary goal of exfiltrating credentials, crypto wallet information, and session tokens. In this case, threat actors used over 80 second-level domains to generate over 1,000 VPNs, which impersonated Reddit and WeTransfer sites. This campaign also used QuickFix, I mentioned earlier, as part of the delivery chain. Campaigns such as these highlight the challenge of effectively dealing with massive and rapidly changing attack. From our retrospective analysis, we found that as the campaign progressed, 90% of the attributed domains that entered threat intelligence, they entered threat intelligence within 6 days of domain registration, with an average of only 4 days being spent in an unknown state. Threat intelligence like this provides critical insights into the TTPs used in campaigns, kind of like this one that targeted Reddit and WeTransfer users. And that in turn directly informs corporate strategies for scalable defenses, proactive domain monitoring, and content analysis. So how do we move beyond collecting IOCs and start operationalizing threat intelligence? First, you have to diversify. Don't just rely on free feeds. You have to combine commercial, open source feeds, intel from industry sharing groups, and your own telemetry. In this case, context really matters, and one feed alone won't give that context to you. Second, you have to use the right tools. A threat intelligence platform or a tip could help you centralize, enrich, deduplicate, and make sense of all of that intel, especially when you're juggling dozens or hundreds of feeds. Third, don't silo threat intelligence. It needs to help drive decisions across different groups, like detection engineering, security operations center, workflows, vulnerability management, incident response, and like we saw, even user awareness training. And finally, you have to share. Share internally across teams and externally with trusted partners. Cyber defense is a team sport, and the best organizations make threat intelligence collaboration a core part of their culture. Thank you.